Pertama sekali, pelajar perlu memuat turun aplikasi Moodle di Google Play Store, Apple App Store atau Huawei Apps Gallery. Setelah berjaya memuat turun, masukkan link impak.uvoice.com di ruangan site dan tekan butang Next. Seterusnya, masukkan email pelajar dan password yang telah diberikan oleh admin. Setelah berjaya, pelajar akan terus masuk ke site home Moodle. Pilih available courses dan anda dapat melihat ke semua 6 subjek teras, iaitu Bahasa Melayu, Bahasa Inggeris, Pendidikan Islam, Sains, Matematik dan Sejarah. Pelajar perlu menekan setiap subjek dan tekan butang Enroll Me sebagai student. Setelah itu, pelajar akan terus dapat mengakses setiap nota dan latihan mengikut setiap topik. Pelajar perlu memastikan kesemua subjek telah ditekan butang Enroll Me. Selamat maju jaya dan terima kasih. Bagi mengisi kehadiran sesi live, para pelajar diminta untuk memuat turun aplikasi Moodle di peranti masing-masing. Seterusnya, buka aplikasi Moodle anda dan masukkan email serta password yang telah diberikan oleh admin. Pelajar diminta untuk ke ruangan available courses dan tekan subjek yang mempunyai sesi live. Seterusnya, anda diminta untuk ke bahagian kehadiran live subjek pada tarikh yang telah ditetapkan. Pelajar diminta untuk menekan butang hadir dan simpan. Kehadiran anda telah berjaya direkodkan. Terima kasih.
Okay, hi, good morning everyone. Okay, I'm Teacher Jit. Okay, today we are having an English slot on paper 2. Okay, as you can see, it's written on the screen, SPM 1119/2. Okay, my structure of the slot is okay, these are my structure of the workshop of this slot. The first part, I am going to talk about email. Then I'll be touching about essay part 2, guided writing, and part 3, report. Okay, before I start on, I'd just like to remind everyone that I will love you to chat with me in the chat box if you have any questions to ask. Okay, you will notice that part 3, I am only touching report because the next slot will be touched by my friend, which will be the next week. So part 3, please remember there are actually 3 questions, but you need to practice 4 parts. Okay, so everyone can hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? All right, I hope you can hear me clearly. So let's start now. Okay, and I will totally love a chat. Okay, if you have any question to ask me, you can put it in the chat box and I'll try to answer your question. Okay, let's go to part 1, email. Okay, before we start on, your primary tip, you must remember this. You must understand the assessment criteria scale for writing. So what are the assessment criteria? Okay, I just forgot this. Would you like me to speak in Dwi Bahasa? Maybe certain part I will explain in Dwi Bahasa, okay, to make you understand better. So please allow me to do that. Okay, so now for primary tip that you need to know here is the assessment criteria. Okay, what I mean by assessment criteria here, previously, I think last week, my friend Mr. Zainurin have shared with you that the assessment criteria normally they touch about the content, communicative achievement, organization, and language. So it is better for you to understand what is content. Okay, content maksud dia isi. Apa yang diperlukan kamu jawab dalam soalan itu? Apa task kamu? Apa? Okay, communicative achievement dia lebih kepada is it formal or informal language? And organization is more on paragraphing. Paragraph. You must use linking words and you must organize. And language, as you know, it is obviously grammar, tata bahasa, spelling, punctuation, tanda nokta, and also capitalization. Okay, so I think you already master all this. I'm not going to touch more about this because I've only got 1 hour. Okay, now let's look at part 1. Okay, part 1. In part 1, you must do email. It can be email, it can be message. Okay, so you don't get panic. Even suddenly you receive, you got a question said, you receive a message. Okay, you receive a message. So jangan panic, relax. It's the same style. It's the same format. Okay, when you get the question, the first thing is you need to underline the keywords. Underline the keywords ini maksud saya, you kena underline the phrases yang you boleh faham apa perasaan penulis tersebut. Okay, kenapa penulis tersebut tulis email kepada kamu. And then you must underline the questions in the email. Okay, the question in the email. So here, normally I will advise you to divide it. You do not write email in one paragraph, please. Walaupun dia part 1, you jangan tulis email dalam satu paragraph. Okay? So email must be written in at least 3 paragraph or 4 paragraphs. It totally depends on you. But please jangan tulis email dalam satu paragraph. Okay. Now you look at this now. I have divided here. Paragraph 1 is greetings. Apa tu greetings? Hi, hello. That is the first thing you need to put. Hi, hello, or dear. And please put the name of the writer. And in paragraph 1, you need to say introduction. Apa tu introduction? It's like, how are you? It was great to receive your email. And then only you put in paragraph 2, you answer the question. Apa yang dia tanya dalam email tu. Okay, so teacher advise you, you buat format macam ni ya. Mula-mula greeting, jangan lupa hi, hello. And then it was great to hear from you is paragraph 1. Okay, it was great to hear from you. maybe you baca-baca email tu, then you feel macam this student, your friend here, she's in problem. So you can say, I'm sorry to hear that. Then paragraph 2, then only you respond. Then only you respond apa soalan dia, and also jangan lupa closing lah. Whatever is it, you need a closing. Okay, if you have this book, full blast page 18, textbook tingkatan 4, full blast page 18, they have given you some phrases there. I'm sure your teacher have shared with you also. Okay, now we move on to the next one. Okay, yang ni suggestion. This is my suggestion. Only my suggestion which I feel that you can use these sentences to start your suggestion. If for instance, you baca email tu, dalam email tu, your friend sending you the email because your friend wants to ask suggestion. So, exam panic. Macam mana nak buat ayat untuk suggestion? So, here you can do. You can say, have you, verb ni kata kerja. You ambil daripada email. Or you boleh mula dengan perhaps you should. So apa suggestion you? You boleh mula dengan ayat-ayat yang kolom pertama ni. Have you, perhaps you should, or maybe you can start off with you might want to go for jogging, or maybe you want to start off with it would be a good idea too. Okay, the next thing that you need to do is to recommend. Okay, now how you want to recommend? You can say if I were you. Okay, that is one. Or maybe you can convince a person by saying you should or you will definitely love. Okay, if you want to give advice, you must say my advice would be to. Okay, and also I think you should, and then if I were in your shoes. So phrases ni ialah untuk permulaan ayat. So teacher dah buat kolom ni, you tengoklah kalau you nak bagi suggestion, you guna ayat-ayat ni. Kalau you nak bagi recommendation, you guna ayat-ayat ni. So it's up to you. Kalau you nak convince, you guna ayat-ayat ni. And kalau you nak advice, you guna ayat-ayat ni. Okay, ini ialah suggestion dari saya. So now, tadi ingat kalau saya kata greetings. So greetings jangan lupalah mula dengan hi, hello or dear. Okay, that is one. Lepas tu you kena respond. Paragraph 1, you mulalah it was great to receive an email from you. Cuba practice guna ayat macam ni. Pada duk guna selalu hi, how are you? I hope you are fine. Be a bit creative by saying it was great to receive an email from you. Or you can even say, it was great to hear from you. So, boleh mula dengan ayat ni untuk paragraph 1. And lepas tu you continue. I hope everything is going on well on your side. Or you can say, I hope you are fine. Okay, di sini saya nak tegaskan. I would like to stress here. In case some of you, you tak boleh ingat ayat ni. You tak boleh ingat, it was great to receive an email from you. You cannot remember this. You can say, how are you? Okay. I hope you are fine. Okay. It was great to hear from you. This is also you can start off. And then how you want to respond. You want to respond to the sender emotion feelings. How you want to respond. Okay. Now, in paragraph 1, you need to give your greetings. And also you need to respond. Apa maksud respond? You baca email tu. Daripada email tu, you akan dapat tahu dia punya content. You akan tahu perasaan penulis tu. Sama ada penulis tu rasa happy or maybe because the penulis is sad. So here, you can start off with telling your ideas sound interesting, amazing, or wonderful. Or you can even say, wow, that's great, wonderful, and fantastic news. And then you can even say, I'm happy to hear that. So yang ni ialah respon tapi lebih kepada content of your email. Content of your email, okay? And then you can even say, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, kalau dia rasa sedih, dia rasa worried. You can continue with this. So slide ini hanya untuk paragraph 1 students. Paragraph 1. Okay, I move on to the next one. Now, If you tengok tadi slide yang kedua, saya rasa saya dah bagi dah paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3 and paragraph 4. So paragraph 4, this one is more on closing. Okay, so when you talk about closing, you must say phrases for closing. Phrases for closing ni. So dari mana saya dapat phrases for closing? You look at your full blast book. You can get everything from there. The phrases of closing there. You can get everything from there. You must say, I must go now. Well, that's all for now. So ada banyak sini. You just choose. Even in your full blast, there is a lot. Okay, I move on to the next one. Okay. I want to ask you, I think I already told you, but I just wonder, can you type in the chat box now, email, you are responding an email to your friend, is it informal or informal language? Is it a formal or informal language? Can anyone respond to that? Type in the chat box, is an email informal or formal language? Can anyone respond to that? Okay, so email is actually informal. Okay, so it is informal. You can use phrases yang lebih kepada informal. Okay, thank you. So email is more on informal. So you must use phrases which are informal. Baru email you ada barulah pemeriksa tu rasa, wow, these students know some informal languages. So ada banyak, tapi teacher tak boleh share semua. So I think dalam kami punya collection, if you see in our file, there is a lot of information about informal phrases. So this one, I have shared a few here. It only leaves me now to wish you. Okay, when you want to use this, when you want to wish somebody good luck. Okay, and then if you want to accept an invitation, you can just say count me in. You don't have to say I want to join you. So if you use count me in, it sounds more informal. Okay, so there is a long list here. Okay, now let's look at this question. Now, if you look at this question class, teacher have underlined what you need to do. Okay, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So ingat ingat balik tadi teacher dah bagi tahu lepas greetings, you must say it was great to hear from you. It was great to receive your email. And then you can reply back, I hope you are doing fine too. Okay, now your friend here, Eliza, have asked you, I'm writing to ask if you have some suggestions on what I can do to celebrate my sister's birthday. So, can you tell me, is it a good news? Is it a happy news that she wants to celebrate her sister's birthday? Anyone respond? Is it a good news? What do you think? Is it a good news that your Eliza is sharing with you that she wants to celebrate her sister's birthday? Is she very excited about it? So you have to respond to this first. Okay? And I've thought about some ideas, but I couldn't seem to make a decision. Yeah, it's a good news. It's a happy news. So her birthday is in 2 weeks. So she asks you, what do you think I should do? So she's thinking on what she must do for the birthday. So it's informal. Okay, so now let's look at the sample answer. Okay, now I'm not going to give you the sample answer. So the sample answer will be very easy. I would like to suggest. So it's up to you what you would like to suggest. Now, what would you like to suggest to Eliza if she wants to have a surprise birthday party for the sister? Can you just type in the chat box, make it a sentence that how are you going to suggest to her? Anyone? Can you just type, how are you going to suggest? Maybe you can say, here are my ideas. Here are my ideas. Maybe you can organize a surprise birthday party at home and get all your family members to help you. Or maybe you can say you can bake her favorite cake. So that is anything that comes in your mind regarding birthday. And remember, whenever you want to answer email question, you need to make it sound informal. Yeah, you can give birthday present, correct? Good news. Okay, and you make it informal and it must be written in present tense because you're giving ideas. You're sharing good news and giving suggestions. So it must be in present tense. Yeah, Nabila said celebrate at a favorite restaurant. Very good. So you can even name the restaurant, celebrate at a favorite restaurant, which restaurant that she likes to go, you know better. You can write like that. In email, part 1, you can use exclamation mark. Boleh guna tanda seru. You can use wow, great. You can use exclamation mark, no problem. And also you can use contraction. Apa tu contraction? This is called contraction. It's IT apostrophe S. So all these are called contractions. Let's look at the next one. Look at this email here. Okay, you read. I give you a few minutes to read. Not so long, like 5 minutes. Okay, you read this. Okay, so teacher had numbered. There are 3 questions in this email. That is, do you have any ideas where we could go? Okay, and then what activity should we do there? Okay, A-R-E, are there any extra things we could do to make the gathering memorable? So when you want to reply this email to your best friend, okay, who has moved to a new school, you want to reply this email, what you need to suggest, you need to underline these 3 questions here. You need to underline these 3 questions. Like, do you have any ideas where we could go? What activity should we do? Now, I want to ask you, now you go back to school. You are in school now. So before you leave school, maybe before March, before your SPM exam over, your teacher had sent you an email, your friend has sent you an email like this. Where would you like to have an end of year gathering? Anyone can suggest where would you like to go for end year gathering? Anyone? You want to have a class party, but where would you like to go? And then what activities can you do there? So this one, you must answer this. So one way is, it was great to hear from you. Okay, I hope you are doing fine in a new school. Okay, yeah, you can go to picnic, correct? So you can, I have some ideas. Firstly, I would suggest you go for a picnic. Okay, you can go for a dinner. And you also must remember, class, you cannot only bagi suggestion nak pergi picnic, but also must state what activities can you do there. And then you must also state what can you do to make the gathering memorable. Okay, how you want to make your end year party memorable? How you want to make your end year party memorable? Maybe you can take a lot of photos, can create a photo booth. Okay, so that is one. So look at this. This is about the sister's birthday just now. Remember, I gave you earlier about your sister's birthday. So this is what you can reply to Eliza. I'm doing fine. I hope you've been well too. So this is after your greetings. And you can even say to Eliza, wow, that's great idea to celebrate your sister's birthday. Remember, Eliza asked you question. And I always advise my student to do this. Back to your question, let me share with you my thoughts. Or you can say back to your question, let me share with you my ideas. Okay? And then here, you can start off to begin with. So this was Eliza's email reply. Okay? Eliza's email reply that you are suggesting to Eliza what to do during the birthday. Okay? So you notice here, teacher have put exclamation mark because in part 1 writing, you can put in exclamation mark. And you can even say, so don't worry. You can even say like this, let me share with you my thoughts. Let me share with you my ideas. Then you give your ideas. And the last phrases you say, I hope that helps. And don't forget to sign. Don't forget to sign. Sign your name here. Okay, so now let's move on to this one. Now this is another question here. Let's look. Your cousin Daniel has sent you an email that he wants to spend a day with the brother before the brother leaves to United Kingdom. And he has said here, I'm thinking of a day out with him, perhaps hiking, going to shopping center or taking a trip. What should we do? So now, if you look at this email, class, You need to suggest a place for Daniel to spend time with the brother. Can you suggest where should Daniel spend time with the brother? Anyone? Can you suggest where should Daniel suggest? Okay, hiking. All right. He can go, even can go hiking, can go to shopping center, maybe go to shopping center, have a day at the bowling center. So it is up to you. So you can suggest. So for me, this is, I would like to start off. Yeah, hiking. Thank you. Okay. Now you notice here, teacher have not given the first paragraph. The first paragraph is missing. Why? Because I want you to share with me now the first paragraph. Can you tell me how are you going to write the first paragraph? Yeah, Sophia, you can even suggest to take a trip to Langkawi Island. Okay, here now, I have not done the first paragraph. Okay, good idea. Beach, they can go snorkeling. Very good. Okay, I want any of you to come up with the first paragraph to Daniel, telling him that it is a good idea, it is a good suggestion, and also I want you to make a sentence that you are going to share the thoughts. So here, I have done here that I suggested to Daniel to go for hiking. And also I use this word, why don't you do that? Okay, if you remember here, teacher used informal phrases. So don't worry. Okay, and don't forget, try to practice this by saying back to your questions. Let me share with you my thoughts. Let me share with you my ideas. Okay, so these are informal phrases. Now, can anyone start off the first paragraph for me, please? Only the first paragraph. Hi, Daniel. We already said hi, Daniel. How are you going to start the first paragraph? I will put it back in the screen here. How you think you're going to start the first paragraph? Remember, first paragraph, greetings and respond. You want to greet Daniel. You already greet him. Hi, Daniel. So you need to respond. How are you going to respond? Are you happy to receive his email? Can anyone suggest, please? How are you going to do the first paragraph? I let you see some of the examples like this maybe. I'm doing fine. I hope you've been well. Or maybe you want to use some of these phrases here. There. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shafina. I hope you're doing well. Wow, it was a great idea. I'm happy to receive your email. Okay. So you can use this, the one on the screen here. Okay. So try to practice this. I will encourage you. You're already from 5. So stop using how are you? I hope you're fine. Try to practice using this. You will really attract the examiners. Okay. So now, so this is a bit of email, and always remember email. Yeah, it was great. I hope you are your family in the pink. Back to your question. Let me share my ideas. Very good. Then you give your ideas. You should go for hiking. Okay. You see how I end? Very simple. Let me know what you decide. And one more thing. One more thing you can say, let me know what you decide, or you can say take care and stay safe. Okay, so now I have finished with my part 1 email part. And always I would like to remind you students, part 1 email you need to write in within 18 words, 80 words, isn't it? 80 patah perkataan. But you can write more than 80 patah perkataan, no problem. You can even write 200. But then timing, do you have enough time for part 2 and part 3? So I will advise you, you only spend around 20 to 25 minutes in part 1. Then you must go to part 2. Okay, thank you, Aina. I'm happy to receive your email. Okay, Shaza. Hi, Daniel. Hope you are live. You are alive and kicking. K-I-C-K-I-N-G. Sophia. Shaza said go shopping center to release tension. Tension. That was for the first one. Okay, for Daniel. Thank you. Okay, now class, come back now. We are looking at part 2 guided writing. Okay, are you ready for part 2 guided writing? Everyone, ready for part 2 guided writing? Okay. Part 2 guided writing, I just want to ask you again. Is it formal or informal? Are you suppose, do you think part 2 guided writing, is it a formal writing or informal writing? Part 2 guided writing. Anyone? Part 2 guided writing. Is it formal or informal? Yeah, everyone is ready. I'm also ready here. So part 2 guided writing. Yeah, it's formal. When it is formal class, please remember, thank you very much for the response. Please remember you cannot use informal phrases. In part 2 guided writing, you cannot say wow, you cannot say I'm, you cannot use contractions. Okay, in part 2 guided writing, teacher have stated here, when you read the question, okay, bila baca soalan, you must decide whether is it to describe, okay, to describe or to choose preferences. What is to choose preferences? Means you nak pilih, you want to make a choice whether smartphone A is better than smartphone B. Okay, and also to explain about advantages and disadvantages, to present opinions or to state agree or disagree. So part 2 guided writing, dia ada banyak bentuk soalan, tetapi style of writing dia, cara menulis dia sama. Cuma you kena faham bila you dapat guided writing tu, you must tell them whether you must tell yourself, not tell them, you must tell yourself whether is it to describe or is it to choose preferences or is it for writing to give advantages or disadvantages or maybe to give your opinion. Okay, jangan pening, relax. I'm going to share with you the question. From there you will feel better. Okay, now what you must remember in part 2. Can you see this? I already wrote here. Formal language. And then your language, your vocabulary must follow the context of the topic. Kalau dia cakap pasal environment, you punya vocabulary also must be related to environment. Okay? And then you must use cohesive devices. Apa tu cohesive devices? Maybe some of you tell, apa ni cohesive devices? Actually, cohesive devices are sophisticated linking words. Very simple. Maknanya dalam part 2 ni, janganlah duk guna firstly, secondly, thirdly. Try not to use that. Try to use something else, which I'm going to share with you, and I'm sure your teachers have shared with you, so that your writing sound more formal. And then you must decide on the tense. And must be paragraph. And what I say sophisticated vocabulary, maksud dia, dia kena konteks dengan apa tajuk dia. And then you must avoid this contraction. I'm. And then flowery language, bahasa bunga-bunga. Yes, Shaza, very good. Shaza put in there furthermore. Furthermore is a type of cohesive devices. Very good, Shaza. Okay. Now, any writing class, part 2 and part 3. I'm going to tell you this. In part 2 or part 3 writing, apa pun part 2 dan part 3 kena ada introduction. Kena ada pengenalan. Kalau pengenalan you tak payah tulislah sampai satu paragraph. Correct? Ahmad Muhaimin said, first and foremost, moreover, all that are cohesive devices. Very good student. Now let's look at introduction. Macam mana nak buat introduction? Yang ni pun satu memeningkan kepala, ya, tension nak buat introduction. Don't worry. Introduction, dia ada banyak style nak buat introduction, and saya sarankan jangan buat introduction yang panjang-panjang. You do long introduction, then you will have a lot of grammar mistake. So buat introduction yang pendek, iaitu lebih kurang 1 atau 2 ayat. Cukup dah. Lepas tu kaitkan dengan soalan. Okay, why you must do a good introduction? Sebab you nak menarik minat pembaca. Okay, I'm sure you have done a few practice in your English download. There's a lot introduction. So here, introduction ada banyak jenis. Dia boleh mula dengan soalan, boleh kata repetition, pengulangan, listing, proverbs. Proverbs ni peribahasa. Kalau you tak tahu peribahasa yang berkaitan dengan topik, jangan reka peribahasa sendiri. Jangan translate peribahasa Melayu kepada peribahasa bahasa Inggeris dan jadikan sebagai introduction. No, it's wrong. Okay? So, sini kalau you nak buat questions, kalau you nak mula introduction you dengan question, you boleh guna cara ni. How often do you? How much do you? do you? You perasan tak? Setiap introduction yang question I have shared with you, semuanya you, your, we, our. You kena guna pronouns. Pronouns ni maksudnya kata ganti nama ni you, we or us. Sebab you nak masukkan pembaca tu dalam essay kamu. You nak bagi dia faham. Okay? So di sini kalau you nak practice questions, you nak mula introduction dengan question. Okay, yang style ni, introduction ni you boleh guna untuk artikel, boleh guna untuk review, boleh guna untuk guided writing. So you boleh practice, you tak rugi, you practice sekarang supaya you boleh prepare. Untuk artikel pun you boleh guna. Tapi di sini saya nak nasihat kamu, practice style mana yang you suka. Mungkin you lebih rasa sesuai. You feel more comfortable nak guna question. Go ahead, you use question. Okay? So let's look. Ni contoh lagi teacher bagi ni. Introduction question. Ada lagi. Have you ever wondered where does the, how often do you, how much do you? So I use the word you. Okay, apa tu repetition? Ni satu cara untuk introduction juga. Repetition. You boleh mula dengan yes, yes. And then you bagi topik apa you nak tulis. Ataupun kalau pasal food, you boleh guna food, food, food. Yang ni maksud dia repetition. All of us need food. This is called repetition. Or you can start off with listing. Okay, listing I will advise you if you are very comfortable. Kalau kamu comfortable dengan language kamu, dengan bahasa kamu, you can start off with listing. Sebab topik dia, if I have a lot of money. Jadi you bagilah senarai. Having a big bungalow, luxury cars and lots of gold will be dream coming true when I have lots of money. So always remember part 2 guided writing, jangan terus jawab. Mula dengan introduction dulu. So introduction mana yang sesuai dengan kamu, yang tu kamu cuba. Okay. Tadi saya dah bagi tahu cohesive devices dan some of your friends have shared in the chat box. So these are some of the cohesive devices. Tak payah ingat banyak-banyak. Kalau rasa tension sangat nak ingat banyak-banyak, ingat yang penting-penting di sini. In the first place, moreover, furthermore, in addition. Okay, dan jangan lupa lepas setiap cohesive devices ni, setiap linking words ni kena ada comma. In the first place, comma. Moreover, comma. Jangan lupa. Bukan saya tengah buat rap sini. It's just that in the first place must put comma. Don't forget. And then kalau you nak bandingkan topik. Katakan you kena buat cerita pasal disadvantages. So you nak masuk topik lain. So you boleh guna however or on the other hand. Conclusion ada banyak ni. All in all, to sum up on the whole in conclusion. Okay, so sekarang you boleh tengok kat sini ya. Kita tak akan baca semua ni, nanti tak sempat. Sekarang kita tengok sini. Part 2 guided writing, bila dapat soalan, first thing you must read the question and underline the topic. You must know what is the topic. Then you must decide the task. Apa tu decide the task? This is the thing lah, you must know. Soalan ni dia berkaitan dengan describe or is it choosing preferences? Is it about advantages and disadvantages? Or is it giving opinion? So this is very important. Next one, you must decide the tense. You nak tulis past tense ke present tense. Tapi selalunya part 2 guided writing ni is mostly in present tense because you are giving information. You are giving your preferences. And then you must plan your writing. Macam mana nak plan writing ni? Ni je. Intro about 30 words. Ni, jangan susah hati lah. Tak payah bilang patah perkataan dan tulis di ujung tu. No need. You don't have to do that. Dan di sini saya cuma bagi saja idea intro about 30 words. Jangan panik. Tiba-tiba tak boleh tulis 30 words. Don't get panic. But how many words are you supposed to write in part 2? Can anyone tell me how many words are you supposed to write? Your essay must be how many words? Anyone? Your essay must be in how many words in part 2? Part 1 about 80 words. How about part 2? How many words, class? Anyone? Anyone know in part 2 how many words? Okay, it is around 125 to 150. But you don't have to count. Don't worry, you don't have to count the words. You should practice now. You should know already. For me, 125, 150. If you're writing, correct. 125 to 150, correct. Alright. If you know your font of writing, you dah agak dah writing you. Macam mana? You boleh agak 1 page ke 1.5 page. So it is up to you. Okay. Now, when you do part 2 writing, ni lah teacher dah bagi ni. There, you can see here, introduction. Introduction, jangan lupa general idea tu macam tadi. Questions, you nak buat dengan question or you nak guna repetition or listing or proverb, up to you. Lepas tu outline the topic. Don't forget. 120 dan 150. Okay, thank you. Yes, correct. 120, correct. Okay, now body. Write about main topic. Write in paragraphs and don't forget your conclusion. Don't forget your conclusion. Now, let's look at this question class. We're going to do together this question. Can you tell me, you read this question, can you tell me what is the topic about? What is the topic of this question? What are you going to discuss on? Yeah, correct. 120 to 150. Thank you. Okay, what is the topic about this question? Can anyone tell me what is the topic about this question? Yeah, it is about friendship. It is about friendship. Now, you read the question. Which one suits here? What type of essay is this? Yeah, importance of friendship. What type of essay is this? You choose from here now. What type of essay is this? Okay, importance of friendship. Now, can I know what type of essay is this? Can anyone tell me what type of essay is this? Is it to describe? Is it to choose preferences? Is it to explain about benefits or advantages? What type of essay is this? Anyone? I know the topic is friendship, but I'm asking you now, what type of essay is this? Remember I shared with you? Yeah, can be described. Beside describe, what else? To present opinions, correct? To present opinion. Now, my next question is, what tense are you going to use to write this essay? What tense? What tense are you going to use to write this essay? Yeah, anyone? What tense? Are you going to use past tense? Are you going to use present tense? It can be to give opinion. Thank you. My next question, present tense, because you're giving opinion. So now listen here. How many questions you need to answer here? In your answers, you must have what a real friend means to you, why we need friends, and how we should treat our friend. So, kalau saya jadi kamu, saya terus dah program sini. I want to write this essay in 4 paragraph. Introduction and first question ni saya nak masukkan dalam paragraph 1. Means introduction and what a real friend means to you, I want to put in paragraph 1. Okay, 3 questions correct. And then paragraph 2, I want to tell the examiner why we need friends. Paragraph 3, I want to tell how we should treat our friends. And paragraph 4, my conclusion. Okay, everyone answered correct. There are 3 questions and you need to answer in present tense. Okay. Now kita nak buat introduction. Okay, I got sample of introduction here. As a wise man said, yang ni proverb. Sebab teacher tahu proverb. Jadi kalau kamu tak tahu, jangan buat. Alright? So as a wise man said, no man is an island. Everyone needs at least a friend in their lives. Okay, at least a friend. You need one friend. One friend in your life. Then you can continue with the first question here, what a real friend means to you. So you terus sambung dalam paragraph 1 ni. Bahagian introduction, you sambung kat sini. You can start off. A real friend means to me, can. Or you can even start with question. Can you imagine life without friends? All of us need a friend to make our life meaningful. Then you terus jawab soalan yang pertama tu. What a real friend means to you in paragraph 1. Kalau saya nak guna repetition, ni cara repetition, friends. a beautiful word which gives us joy in life. Do you know what real friend means to you? Yeah, yeah, correct. Very good. Okay, so introduction, kalau kamu tengok, saya tak tulis panjang introduction saya cuma buat 2 ayat saja. Lepas tu saya terus masukkan soalan pertama ni dalam paragraf 1. Lepas tu yang kedua ni saya masukkan dalam paragraf 2, yang ketiga saya masukkan dalam paragraf 3. Then my conclusion. So now, why you need friends? We need friends to listen. So what comes into your mind, you write. Okay? Teacher can copy the question. I think this is recorded. You can watch again. Okay? Can copy the question. Can. You can, you mean you want to start paragraph 2. Is it, Shaza? Okay, for paragraph 2, you can start off with even the question, what a real friend means to you. You can copy the question and elaborate. Satu start. Tapi introduction, you tak boleh copy question. Introduction, you kena buat sendiri dulu, 2 ayat. Okay, Shaza? Then after that, then only you can say, maybe you can write, do you know what a real friend means to you? Or you can copy the question. Can, no problem. But make sure lepas dah copy tu, elaborate. Bagi content. Jangan copy semua. Okay, thank you. Tapi jangan copy paste yang soalan ni ya. Yang ni tak boleh copy. Ni kalau kamu copy memang you are in trouble. So saya sarankan buat introduction yang simple. Lepas tu macam Saza tanya, can copy the question, you can put here. What a real friend means to you. Then you buat question, you terus jawab. You can do that. Alright, thank you. Do you know why we need friends? Okay, thank you. Now, I have divided this. If you see what a real friend means to you. So, saya tulis ni, what does a real friend means to you? A real friend is someone who you can talk to and you letak lah apa you nak letak. Why we need friends? Why do you think we need friends? Saya ubah sikit. There are many reasons for it. First of all, jangan lupa lah you nak bagi reasons. Must have the cohesive devices. You must have first of all. Besides, apart from that, cohesive devices yang lebih kepada formal. Alright? And then how we should treat our friends. Then conclusion. Now, this question. Your class has been discussing various sports. Your class teacher asks you to write an essay why sports and games are important in student life. So, because I can share my story with her. You can share, no problem, Shaza. Okay, now, what is the topic for this question? What are you discussing about? Sports and games, correct? So, your introduction must be something to do with sports. And the question says here, the types of sports and games in your school. So, I put here individual sport, dual sport, team sport. And games, indoor games and outdoor games. So what I will do when I get question class, you try to do like this class so that you know what to elaborate. Cuba tulis konten-konten macam ni. Macam teacher tulis ni pendek-pendek. To maintain a fit body, to encourage. So that you can, you know what to elaborate. Okay, some of you have put here sports. A word that can hype everyone. You can use that. So introduction too. Okay, Shafina have done the introduction. So now, this question is more about describing sports and also you are telling the advantages of sport. So I will advise you class, when you get a question, you underline why sports and games are important in a student's life. You underline tu. Then bila you tengok konten ni, 3 soalan ni, you cuba tulis macam mana teacher tulis kat tepi ni. So that you know already what to write. Okay? And then your introduction, no problem. Only 2 sentences. Okay. And then if like Shaza said, can I start with question? Can. Maybe the second paragraph you want to start. What are the types of sports and games in the school? Question mark. There are a lot of sports and games in the school, such as individual sport, dual sport. You can start off like that. Or even you want to start off this like a question in new paragraph. Do you know why sports and games is essential? Do you know? Question mark. Then you start off. There are many reasons for it. first of all, we can maintain a fit body. Okay, thank you. So now this is question 2. I'm just looking at the question. Okay, I like to correct this. This 120, not 125. Your class has been discussing about if it's necessary to take up a private tuition, and your teacher has asked you to write an essay about it. So now, you straight away when you get the question class, you underline. Your keyword here is to take up a private tuition. This is your keyword. Means your essay is more about private tuition. Then when you get, you straight away decide the tense. This one will be in present tense. Then you write this like how teacher have written. Tulis point kat tepi-tepi ni dulu. Supaya bila kamu tulis, kamu tak lupa point yang kamu dah ingat kat sini. This is called brainstorming. Cepat-cepat tuliskan masuk kat tepi ni. Masuk kat tepi ni. Supaya you plan. You can help you to write. Tapi jangan terlalu banyak point supaya kamu tak ada nak bincang. Okay. So this one is what as I told you. It is more towards advantages and giving opinion. So ingat, kena ada introduction. Then kena jawab 3 soalan ni. Lepas tu kena ada conclusion. Conclusion, you can put all in all. I agree or I think that taking up a private tuition is a ... up to you. Okay. Now, any question before I move on to part 3 writing report? Any question you want to ask me about part 2? Anyone? If no questions from your side, so I will continue with part 3, writing a report. Okay, writing a report, it is not new. Bukan tajuk baru, bukan topik baru, because you already know writing a report. In Form 3 dah belajar writing report. Siapa ingat Form 3 dah belajar writing report? Anyone can remember in Form 3 you wrote writing report? No teacher. No teacher. Okay, no question. Okay. Now, part 3 writing a report. Ingat tak masa Form 3 belajar? Okay. So, Form 3 dah belajar, Form 4 dah belajar, sekarang Form 5 pun ada. So, part 3 writing a report ni, dia akan keluar sama ada kalau soalan tu tak ada soalan review, dia akan keluar report. You kena stand by. Part 3 ni ada 3 soalan. Artikel, review or report, dan soalan kelima dia story. So yang ni selalunya soalan yang keempat. Kalau tak ada review, dia mungkin report. So you must remember. So I'm just going to share with you. Okay, what you know about report. Okay, report, there are 3 types of report. Sorry, typo error here. They are supposed to be 2 words, a program. Okay, you can write report about an event or a program. Dua patah perkataan, typo here. Report about a survey carried out, OUT, again typo error. Report to voice out dissatisfaction. Okay. Report must be informal language. Dia tak boleh guna informal language like how you write email. Okay. Yeah. So one of it, we do not know. It doesn't come out 4 questions, only 3. Now, for report, this is what you need to do. Introduction. And then you need to see requirement here. What are the questions? I will share with you that so that you understand. This is tip number 1. You must know the layout of a report. Report ni dia ada format dia. So kalau you tak tahu format, saya sarankan, nasihatkan jangan jawab. Kalau you tahu the format, you know how to answer, go ahead. Okay, this is the report layout. To, from, subject. To tu dalam soalan dah bagi tahu dah. To who is the report addressed to. From who? Your name. Subject, the topic of the report. Then, report ni dia ada subheading. Subheading yang pertama ialah introduction. Dan introduction dia bukan macam introduction yang part 2, macam artikel dah. Dia ada dia punya sentence untuk introduction. Okay? Like you say, this report is aimed to. This report focus to. Ada introduction dia. Dia punya format. It is in your textbook. In your download book, you have report example. So introduction, lepas tu subheading yang kedua tu ikut soalan. Dan sini teacher dah bubuh kat sini ni untuk rujukan kalau kamu nak tengok full blast plus 4 page 122 to 123. So then the next thing dia ada subheading. Mesti ada subheading baru kamu tulis content. Subheading baru tulis content. Di sini tak mau pula nanti kamu pergi buat kotak. Tak payah buat kotak. Cuma letak subheading je. Subheading tu content kamu lah. Apa tajuk content kamu. Then conclusion. Now, tadi saya bagi tahu kan introduction dia ada ayat dia sendiri. You tak boleh guna introduction macam part 2 tu. Cannot. Because report is a formal language. It has its own sentence frame. Okay. So here the aim of the report is to. Boleh guna ni sebagai introduction. This is a report on. The report describe. The report focuses on. So ada 5 kat sini untuk introduction. Okay, contoh. Lepas tu report, you must see, you know. Kalau report tu kamu nak cerita pasal events, activities yang dah berlaku, kena tengok lah. Tense dia kena past tense lah. Dah berlaku. Takkan nak tulis present tense sebab kamu buat report, laporan. Laporan. Report is laporan. So it must be in past tense if you're going to share about activities. Okay, if a report tu is more about suggestion, you nak suggest something, you don't like your school library, you think your school library is not 5-star library. So you are giving suggestion. When you are giving suggestion to your principal, you must be polite. Isn't it? Tak boleh tulis rude. So you kena belajar guna models. Okay. Then, biasa, conclusion is the same. Part 2 and part 3 conclusion is the same. All in all, to sum up on the whole. So for me, if you want to attempt the question about report, you must have this in your mind, the layout. To, from, subject, and then you must write introduction. Okay, you must put the word introduction, and then you must have that sentences that you want to know about introduction. And then this one is the content if you want to write report. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, this is taken your full blast book, page 122. I just want to share with you. Okay, if you look at this 2 is Abang Osman Masagos, head teacher of SMK Green Road. So this is the head teacher. From your name, subject, shine in the dark. So you see, semua ni dia punya subheading. Subheading ni bukan kamu reka sendiri tau. Subheading ni maksud dia apa content you nak bincang. Pertama obviously lah subheading is obviously introduction. Dia tak boleh subheading lain. Pertama punya subheading mesti introduction. Yang kedua punya subheading, you nak bincang pasal apa. Okay, saya bagi contoh di sini. Yang kedua punya subheading, saya nak bincang pasal becoming digital. So, content kat sini, saya kena tulis becoming digital sebagai subheading. Sebab isi saya yang nak bincangkan ialah becoming digital. Yang ketiga, saya nak bincangkan pasal new features. Apa ciri-ciri baru dalam magazine tu. Yang keempat, saya nak bincang pasal student involvement. Dan yang kelima, saya nak masukkan conclusion. So, subheading ialah apa you nak sentuh. That is what. So, kalau you rasa you very confident about report, you boleh tengok full blast book, page 122. And also your download book ada juga report di situ. Contoh report di dalam buku download. So, you can look at your download book kalau you nak cuba soalan report. Okay. If you are very confident in writing a report, go ahead, no problem. Kalau soalan tu keluar pasal report pergi bercuti, wow, very easy. You just write your school trip, lawatan sambil belajar. So subheading dia introduction, yang kedua objectives, yang ketiga activities yang kamu buat semasa laporan tu. Now, sampel report yang ni saya tunjukkan ialah kalau kamu nak suarakan ketidakpuasan hati, voicing out dissatisfaction. So you read this. Your local tourist office has asked you to write a report on a museum because it is not very popular. So, masuk kepala otak. Nak tulis report pasal museum. Bayangkan, Museum mana? You should briefly describe what is wrong with the museum. What is wrong with the museum and suggest how to make it more appealing. Appealing maksud dia menarik. To visitors, write your report. So, saya mulalah. To the director of the museum. From, you write your name. State, subject, berapa nama museum tu. So, I did the report here. My introduction is my first heading. The aim of the report is to outline what can be seen in this museum and to make some recommendation. Introduction ni ialah apa yang you nak sebut dalam report tu. Mula-mula saya nak bagi tahu pasal museum tu, apa yang saya tak suka. Yang kedua, saya nak bagi tahu recommendation. Maksud dia dalam introduction ialah rumusan apa you nak tulis. That is introduction. So the first thing I'm not happy is with the exhibition and lighting. Saya tak suka lighting dalam museum tu. Okay, saya bagilah isi pasal exhibition and lighting. Okay, lepas tu mungkin you nak bagi lagi. Mungkin tempat tu museum lack of facilities. Parking lot tak banyak, lack of facilities. There is no cafe. So what are your suggestion? So yang ni mungkin you buat tajuk baru, subheading baru, lack of facilities. Parking space limited. No cafe. What are your suggestion? You buatlah suggestion. Tajuk dia suggestion. So bila tajuk suggestion, you tulislah apa suggestion you. Okay, then conclusion. To sum up, name of the museum. If the above suggestions are carried out, the museum will be one of the famous tourist spot in whichever state. So when you want to write report class, I will advise you to need to prepare report. 3 types of report that you need to practice. Okay, which is one is report on event, lawatan sambil belajar, report about survey or report for voice out dissatisfaction. Okay, dan you kena tahu dia punya layout. Okay, I got approximately 5 minutes. Any question you want to ask me? Any question here you want to ask me? You can ask now. I can respond to your question. Any question, class, here? You want to ask me? Any question from your side? Hi, students. Any question from your side? I got approximately like 4 minutes more before I end. Any questions? Can you hear me? No, teacher, no question. Sure, no question. So you understood what I have shared with you. Oh, no question. Okay, so no question at all. So I will advise you how many passages for part 2 recommended. Part 2 writing. Okay, part 2 writing, I will advise you. Obviously, you need to answer 3 questions. Nadia, 3 questions. So I will suggest you write in 4 paragraphs. Introduction, the 3 questions that you need to answer, and also 3 questions you need to answer, and also the conclusion. Now, part 3 writing, Muhammad Fateh asked me here, how many words for part 3? 200 to 250 words. Muhammad Fateh, 200 to 250 words. And then Dania asked me here, teacher, memang kena letak subheading ke dalam report? Yes, you have to put subheading. Subheading means your content lah. Yang pertama, introduction. Yang kedua, subheading tu you nak bincang pasal apa? Lack of facilities. You buat lah, memang subheading mesti ada. Okay, how are you? Okay, I'm good. You asking who? Okay, any more question? If you don't have question, no question at all from you? Okay, I hope my sharing session in this 1 hour have given you a bit, maybe hopefully it's 50%. Teacher, the example is not clear. Can I get it in Telegram? Okay, I will talk to the, okay, I will share it in the Telegram that you are in. Okay, that you are in the, what is, this module, this GC IMPAK, isn't it? You are in the module. I will share my slides in the Telegram for you to refer to. Teacher, can you share how to use a bombastic word? Okay, Alia suggested how to use bombastic word. Okay, Alia, bombastic word, I will advise you, you use bombastic word is normally for story. Okay, for formal language like part 2 guided writing, you don't use bombastic words a lot. I mean, maybe it doesn't suit the content. Okay, Alia? It doesn't suit the content. So you cannot use bombastic word there. Okay, Alia? I can share with you the bombastic word, but it's suitable for stories. Any more question? Yeah, you can refer at Moodle app. So I will share the PowerPoint in the Moodle app soon. So you can refer to it. So if I see there's no question, I would like to leave and wish all of you good luck for Sunday is your exam. Okay. And whatever you need to look at, the notes are all in Moodle app. Okay. No more questions then. Thank you. Take care. And always stay safe. Huh? And good luck for your English paper. Okay. Good luck for your English paper.